So we've got this new education studies undergraduate degree here in our school, and that's only started in October. So I have Leanne with me, who is program director for that. And Leanne, how's it going?
Yeah, it's going really well, Dirk. We have a lot of new students have arrived. As you know, this is our first undergraduate programme in education as a department. So we have a cohort of about 25 students have just joined us, and they're on a mixture of the single honours education studies pathway and the joint honours with our colleagues in sociology. We have students who've just come from doing A-level school. We have others who've joined us through a further education pathway, or students who've been out of education for quite a few years and have come back as mature students. So we have a whole mix of people, both local and international students. But we also have lots of students who are interested in sort of roles in research and policy. And that's, I suppose, one of the reasons why we think the Education Studies and Social Policy joint will be really popular. There are very few programmes that are attempting to do anything similar. So there are quite a few students who are interested in, I suppose, how education policy is developed, implemented and evaluated, and how it influences the educational experiences of learners all across the lifespan. We have colleagues from across the department teaching in their own areas of specialism, and students have been really enjoying it. So here, I'd say that's been great. It's been really interesting working with you and developing this programme, because your own background is education and now you're working in social policy. So we've got lots of opportunities for crossover between the two subject areas.
Yeah, so we have our third year students, and that will be the same for the joint students with education studies and social policy. We will, in the final year, complete a policy briefing paper. Queen's tries to match research need in the community with research capacity at Queen's, which I think is a really good idea. And over the last few years, our students have already worked on education-based projects. And they really love that policy briefing paper because they do something not just for the sake of getting a good mark. They're doing something that makes a real difference to the community of organizations.
We're hoping also to replicate that on the education studies side for the single honours and the other joint pathways we're offering, because it is such a great opportunity for students and such a great way of equipping them with those, skills that employers are looking for.
Well, I'm very optimistic about that. We have a student at the moment who's returned from a placement in the executive office. She was here on a year-long placement. So I think they have opportunities in our school now to have tasters through placement modules or placement years to enable them to try them themselves out in the practice context, whether that is how the school system is operating and how, we have current discussions around relationship and sexuality education in schools, religious education in schools. So there's a lot of building sites. And I think the field of education is really live. And I also think there are a lot of employment opportunities, in particular in a country like Northern Ireland, for people who have knowledge about how education works, theoretically and practically, but also an interest in actually making a change, making a difference in young people's lives. So I'm really looking forward to that.